My name is Bartlomiej. Today I will tell you something about integrating Flow and OmniScripts. This is something unusual because now, as you know, we have two similar tools that we can build business processes in Salesforce. I have a few questions on the beginning. Who is familiar with Salesforce OmniScript? Okay. And with Salesforce Flow? Okay. And any one of you built by yourself OmniScripts? Okay, great. So this will be a story about how to invoke OmniScript inside a flow that for you from user perspective is the same process. So a couple words about what is ScreenFlow and then about OmniScript. So as we know, using ScreenFlows, we can build business processes to deliver process for our customer. Yes? So we have interactive screens, drag and drop builder. We can easily build process and Flow us in the Salesforce from the beginning, but I think from 2 years, the Flows made a big step ahead. And now it's a very, very good tool for screens flow and trigger flow as well. So we can build a guided selling, something for customer service. So we can use build a form to create, for example, cases, opportunity, and so on. And similar thing is OmniScript. OmniScript was delivered by Velocity as a managed package, and maybe 2 years ago, Salesforce bought Velocity and create OmniStudio. And now we have two similar processes. And using OmniScript, we can do almost the same. I think still OmniScript is a little better in delivering UI perspective. But they have some disadvantages as well. So mostly OmniStudio and Velocity is using and prepared industry, so some telecommunication, insurance, and healthcare. If we buy an telecommunication, OmniStudio, we have many built-in processes. Okay, and something, I got this screen from the apexhours.com site. Since OmniScripts is mostly UI-first designer, ScreenFlows mostly process-first designer. They use something to compare it. And both of them have guided interaction, branching logic, can read data, write data, call Apex, call custom LWC, and so on. So we have almost two similar things, but there are a little difference. And on my project, we have a problem. From the project decision, we have to stop using OmniStudio, and we can't create new OmniScripts. But from the 2 years development, we have many things delivered using OmniScript. And we have no time to create the same thing using Flow, because it will take a month or maybe more. So why they made such decision? It is a long story, but in short way, OmniStudio metadata still uses storage. So we reached the point that after deployment to our scratches, we reach this storage 200 megabytes, and we have no more space. So we need to think about how to use OmniScript inside a flow, and what problems we have to solve. First, how to invoke OmniScript from the flow. The second one, how to pass data from OmniScript to flow, and how to pass data from flow to OmniScript. And the fourth, how to make it transparent for the user. Yes, so from the user perspective should be the same process. Let's see how we could deal with it. I will show you live demonstration because I am preferring it than the standard PowerPoint presentation. So as I can, I try to deliver live demonstration. So I will show you on basing on examples these 4 topics. Okay, so I will switch to okay. So first of all, we go to the Salesforce, and I prepared simple OmniScript. And this is preview. We can go to design just to check. This example has OmniScript step, set value element, and OmniScript step to second one, just for demonstration. So if we preview the OmniScript, it looks like, as we can see on screen, we have first name, last name text boxes, and checkbox primary contact that we will use in our examples. What next? I prepared flow, simple, just to show you the use cases. So I prepared some screen flows, flow screens, just to show you how it works. So first of all, we need to invoke OmniScript from the flow. How we can do this? If we go to the How to Launch option, we will see that every OmniScript we can invoke, as it is on example from LWC, as another LWC. So simply, we could copy this line and use it in our simple LWC, which I prepared as well to show you the problems and how to solve it. So in my web storm, I prepared 4 LWCs to show you on the examples how to do it. So first OmniScript, first LWC, I am only invoking the OmniScript. So this is simple code in JavaScript that I have a getter and setter just to get the name as an input. And the input parameter we have configured in metadata. Sorry. Okay. So in the metadata, you can see this is property name, OmniScript name variable, and this is our input parameter. Why I use an input parameter? Because using this, using one LWC, we could invoke many OmniScripts. So it is a little bit generic solution. So if Omni example variable is true, I will invoke London Calling example LWC, which is OmniScript prepared previously. So what is happened here? If the value of our variable OmniScript name is OmniScript example, I set the variable to true. Okay, so let's go to our flow and let's debug debug flow, and we see the first screen. So on the first screen, we will invoke right now our OmniScript. Oh, it's Salesforce, so we need to wait. I don't have any joke for this situation. Okay, so it's okay, and run. Okay, and as you can see, we invoke properly OmniScript, and we can see it inside of flow. So this button next is from our screen flow. Inside is our OmniScript with this button that we could go ahead, and we are on the step 2. Yeah? So OmniScript inside flow is working. So let's go to the second point, how to pass data from flow to OmniScript. As you can see on this example, we can use easily the variable which is called prefill. Okay, so I will use it. I will go to my web store, and second LWC is using prefill variable. And what's happened in JavaScript code, I need only another getter and setter and another variable configuration that we can prefill data and pass it to OmniScript. So I get data and pass it to OmniScript using this HTML prefill. So let's see how it was configured. So on second screen, in between screens, I get contact information from Salesforce. And on this screen, I pass data. So this is LWC, and I pass OmniScript name as a variable. And you can see this is OmniScript example, so our JavaScript is working. If variable is OmniScript example, I set it to true, I can invoke the OmniScript. And now I am using prefill data, and I will show you in the notepad how this configuration looks like. It is JSON. So what's happened? In OmniScript element, first name and last name, I am setting a variable from flow. Get contact first name and get contact last name. So now we are on step 1, flow. Yes, I describe it to not be being closed. And okay, I am going to second screen of flow. And right now, on the display text, we can see that I get information from Salesforce. It is Arthur Song, and I passed it to the OmniScript, and it's working. I pass data from the flow, and we can expose data in OmniScript. And so second point is done. We invoke the OmniScript, and we pass data from flow to OmniScript. So we are in the third point. We need to pass data from OmniScript to flow. So for example, something is happened. We need information about this. Let's say case was created. We need to pass information to flow and then do something with this in flow. Okay, so how we could achieve this? Let's go to the third LWC which I prepared. Okay, and this is a little more complicated. Not much, but a little bit. So I need to use a connected callback. So this is built-in function in LWC. And what's happened? When I get pops up information, I am invoking function get data from Omni. And pops up register, I register action, OmniScript action. It is built in. You just need to remember that you need to register such pops up OmniScript action. And what's happening inside? I am using attribute change event, and if my variable primary contact is different than undefined, I invoke function flow attribute change event, and I set variable primary contact, and I passed primary contact from OmniScript to flow. It's a little complicated, but I will try to explain it. So how it's done? Let's go to the design. And the magic is here. In the set value element. In set value element, we have something which is called messaging framework. So in messaging framework, we need to check pops up, and then we could use some variables. My variable called primary contact. Normally you can use whatever you want, but the rule is that the name of variable which you used here have to be used as well in your JavaScript code. So I am using primary contact, and I passed OmniScript variable from this step. And here I am working with this. If the primary contact is different than undefined, I am passing it. So nothing changed in the metadata. So sorry, nothing changed. I need another one variable. So primary contact is my variable because I need to use it as an output only variable, but nothing changed in HTML. So only changes are in JavaScript and metadata. Okay, so let's go to the third screen of our flow, this one. And let's see inside. Okay, let's go inside. And how we can use a variable as an output. It's normally as flow normally does. So name of element, in this point, this is LWC, pass data from LWC. So this is name of this LWC dot primary contact, which we created and configured in metadata. And now, if we go to the step 3, so screen 3, okay, I am invoking the new LWC. And now, when I am going between step 1 and step 2 in OmniScript, I have a set element value. And in this set element value, I am using PubSub integration, and I am passing this value, primary contact, to the flow. And we will see it here in the display text. Let's check. Between steps, we pass data, and as you can see, we pass true because checkbox was checked. Yes, so once again, we could uncheck primary contact. We could move from step to step, and as you can see, we pass data and it falls. So for this configuration, we need this set value and PubSub integration, some piece of JavaScript code, and we could easily pass data from OmniScript to Flow. But as you can see, from the user perspective, it's not what we want, yes? Because we have a navigation button from OmniScript and navigation button from Flow. So user will not know which button he should push. Okay, so for this, I have a solution as well. How we can do this? Oh, for this, I prepared another LWC. It's a final LWC. And I'd add only this piece of code in this function. So if variable next screen is true, dispatch event flow navigation next event. So if we pass using PubSub next flow screen variable equal to true, I dispatch event flow navigation next event. So my LWC, which invoked OmniScript, will invoke next screen in flow. I think we need to check it. Okay. Okay, and so we were here, and you can see I prepared it. Next throw screen variable is true, so we can check how it's working. So I am going to screen number 4, and now, as you can see, we have only navigation buttons from OmniScript. So from user perspective, we see only one navigation button, so we know how to use it. And now, when we hit the next, our LWC will change the flow screen. Let's check it. Yes, and we change the step in OmniScript, but in reality, we configured action to change the flow screen as well. And in a minute will be a question and answer session, but I will show you in Flow that I have separate screens. So we were here, and inside we have the OmniScript, and then when we hit button in OmniScript, we go here to the last screen, which is information about our question and answer session, because we have still 3 minutes, and I believe you follow this, and maybe you have a question right now.